So basically it's Archangel, right?
Okay.
It's our it's a VR mech shooter.
Okay.
And so the controls are going to have one of each arm, this.
Okay.
This one's trigger to fire. You're going to have a rocket launcher in your right hand.
Okay.
Machine gun right hand, rocket launcher in the left.
Okay.
And then the X and circle buttons are shields. You're going to have one on each arm.
Okay.
Usually what people do is like they shield one arm and then shoot with the other. Because their shields are only up for a certain amount of time and then they recharge.
Okay.
And then you do the other side.
And that's still using the Oculus Rift, and that looks like the PlayStation Interactive.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation Move. So
Okay.
it's PSVR right now.
Okay.
And then the last thing you got to know is this little button here is to make a fist to punch things.
Okay.
For example, a bridge.
Okay.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
So how do I move?
Yeah. So basically, so movement is handled by your AI, Michael.
Okay. Good.
And basically, it's kind of more on rails kind of thing. Okay. So basically, he drives, you shoot.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, kind of like a gunner in a Apache helicopter, right?
Okay.
Okay. So
SCL0320 taking on Archangel, San Diego Comic-Con 2017.
Your right hand, yeah. Right hand. Go ahead and before we have to calibrate the screen, just the back of the head. Alright. Then you're going to head and restart the start button. Here's on and you're okay? Yeah, actually, I was thinking something. This is where you gotta select what you want.
Wait for the can to open.
That's yeah, look around. How it's fully rendered.
What's going on out there, YouTube? This is SCL0320 representing JVS. I have here somebody really special. This is going to be for Skydance, and they are having like us interview someone special to talk about a game or two in the concept of live VR. So, what's your name, sir?
Peter Akemann.
Sam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Okay, Peter, why are we here? What is the games that you have featured through Skydance in development currently?
Well, the why we're here is a big deal. So this is really like the coming out party for Skydance Interactive. I've got to give you a little background, if you don't mind, on what the company is. So Skydance is well known as a film and television company. It started, David Ellison's company has been running it for 7 years.
Love the movie.
Done some great stuff in film, branched into television, been hugely successful there.
Absolutely.
But always had a vision for a company that was a three-legged media empire, where film and television and games were all part of it.
So concept of entertainment in general.
Yeah, that's right. He wanted to have a broad entertainment media empire. And he started with what he knew. Man comes from film school.
Yeah.
He built a successful company. There was a company there, branched into television, met some great people on the television side, and then it was time for games.
Yeah.
And what really made it the time for games was that he was looking at VR and saw that VR was just cresting and turning from kind of a novelty to becoming something that was clearly going to become a gaming medium.
Absolutely.
And a very serious, and in fact, the future gaming medium.
Yeah.
So, then other side of the story, you got the workshop. We're an independent game developer. We've been operating in Los Angeles for like the previous 7 years.
Okay.
Founded by some, I was co-founder of Treyarch back in the long days.
Yeah, I remember that.
A bunch of Treyarch crew got together to form the workshop, and we were running that for 7 years independent development, doing all kinds of stuff. Console gaming, one of the early move control games on PlayStation 3. Yeah, Sorcery for the PlayStation.
Really?
Yeah, that's right, for PS Move. So we were on motion control before it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the first time when everybody said, yeah, it's not happening. And it's like, all I can say is its time had not yet come.
Yeah, Treyarch has come up with a lot of really good conceptual games, like the Spider-Man game, and then what they've done with the Call of Duty. Like they are some of the best.
Was the last one I was on before I left there.
That is my favorite game.
Thank you.
For like Xbox, I still have it, and I'm waiting for it to go over for backwards compatibility for Xbox. But anyway,
I'll bring this up later, but the lead programmer who created that swinging system, that amazing, beautiful swinging system, is the guy who's writing the Pwn control. You wonder why it feels so good.
What?
Yes,
because they've got the new Spider-Man PS4 game, and I was like comparing it, and I was like, it's not the same.
Hard to touch it. Hard to touch it. That was
Sorry.
It's another guy who actually came up with it. He was the one who implemented it.
Yeah.
And, brilliant. Anyway, we can geek out. You go way too far back. This is the problem. Like,
same for me.
Get lost in the past. But anyway, here we are. And we were looking at VR too. It's like you first get VR, like, oh my god, this is amazing, and oh my god, this is awful. Because you're sick, you can't move, nothing works. The DK1s, you don't even have motion tracking, so it's just you're taking damage. Then you can't interact with the world. It's like poking your head through the looking glass. And you're like, okay, this is awesome. Not really. I mean, it's amazing, but so frustrating. This is never going to be serious. Then by the early last year, you got Vive coming in with motion control. You got Sony like doubling down on the Move. Like we meant it. Like we got our VR headset. We're going to be using the Move controllers. We knew all about the Move controllers. And then Oculus coming in with the beautiful touch controllers, right? For motion control, which are a thing of legend, right? For that to be your first gen, those guys, and they knocked it out of the park, right? So, we're looking at it. As soon as you get in VR and it's got motion tracking and it's got hand control, it's like getting your whole torso through the looking glass and you're in there, like coming out of a manhole.
Like everything from
oh my god, this is easily enough. Like, this is totally an interactive gaming platform. It's going to be deadly serious.
Absolutely.
It's just, now, its only problem is it doesn't exist, right?
Exactly.
Like 50,000 of these in the world. And so we'd be crazy to go start building on this, but we were excited about that. We were like, this is going to happen. We meet Skydance right at this time. We've both been looking at that and thinking, this is clearly a serious gaming platform. We agree. We know we haven't done anything in it yet, but we've got a bunch of great stuff we've done. We had Pwn cooking, the game we just played. We'll talk about that in a minute.
We're going to talk about that.
And David Ellison played that thing and loved it. I told the guy's a gamer, a serious gamer. He was good at it, and we played for hours, and he was like, this is awesome. And so so now we agreed VR was going to be a thing. There was a reason to start a new gaming company, right? You got to have a reason to start a company.
Absolutely.
You just do it to do it, and everybody. There's enough companies already. They don't want you there. You just get snuffed right out. But in new territory like that, the big boys not in there yet. A lot of indie people, big players like Skydance come in with a veteran crew like ours. We could come in there and do some really pro product, and we knew that we could get our way to the front line of that medium.
Now you have something backing you moving forward and progressing.
That's right. That's right. So there we were, and there was Skydance Interactive was born on that. And with it was born the concept for Archangel, which was the first VR game, the giant mech game that you just played. And where does that come from? So let me talk about that. So Archangel, where do we get an idea like that? Well, so we're looking at VR, touch control VR. And I said I should use an Oculus as term for touch, but I'll say motion control VR. And it's created an amazing presence, and the sense of being there and being one-to-one is amazing. Like you could put me in the world, no problem. It was delivering that in space. A lot of good games had already got that going, but like for me, gaming has always been about more than just me being there. Like, I want to be something special. I want to be something more, something bigger, something more awesome. A superhero, I want a fantasy, right? So we said, you know what? VR has an incredible sense of scale and power. Your perception of 3 dimensions, your sense of just layers of depth, your ability to apprehend an environment is so profound there. You see something big and believe it's big. Like in a video game, nothing's big, right? Like you're a little dude, whatever. It's all kind of flat. VR, you totally have that. So we said, how are we going to make VR let you be the big awesome dude? Instead of, where I stay small, but I put me inside of a giant awesome mech. And so I'm not going to be a guy in a suit. I'm going to be little, and the mech is going to be big, and I'm going to feel it.
Exactly.
Like no other medium could deliver. Like that was a vision. I used to say, with the hands being the hands, right? I mean, this was going to be this projection of me. I get in there, I grab it, I'm like, raw. So like I said, the early vision statement for it was, raw. Like we had to bring raw, we had to deliver that. Like get in there and feel those hands. Even though it's not necessary that you use as much of the game, just being able to see your hands out there.
Like that's exactly what I was doing when I was like having like both the Move controllers. Like I was like,
that's right. That's right. It's just great.
I was trying to understand how do I really immerse myself and feel this, and I felt like it was a part of me.
Oh, this did something no one's ever done before. So win from the beginning, and then we said this is great. It's hard enough to get that. We tried and. We could have easily failed. You get really knocked down by VR. Every discipline, the code, the design, everybody involved in games has to kind of relearn their profession around this thing. There's so much you have to think about it differently.
Yeah.
The UI, about game control, about graphic rendering, about everything you do.
Absolutely.
But when we stood it back up, we had an amazing core thing, and we said, we were committed not just to having an amazing core idea. We weren't going to deliver another tech demo.
Yeah.
It felt great. We were going to deliver a serious commercial product around this thing.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're going to make a mech battle game, and it's going to be the best thing we can possibly do. It's going to still, hit our first generation of product here. In fact, we were hoping we'd be the harbingers of the second generation.
Yeah.
They come in right at a time when like the whole medium was getting serious.
Yeah.
And we were going to watch it turning into a gaming platform. We were betting at a time, like I said, there were that many people who were on that platform. We were just believing it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so here we are, right? And we're not alone. And I'm happy for that, actually. I see other great games coming in same time as us, because we all, we compete. Sure, of course we compete, but we got to justify the medium.
Yeah.
Right? I used to tell, it's funny, in Hollywood, a lot of people had there's this whole sort of Hollywood swell of interest in VR.
Yeah.
It really isn't much about games. It's a lot about sort of artsy stuff and experiences.
Yeah.
We're like the Hollywood company making games. It's like, no, I'm not making an experience here. This is a game. This is a real thing. And then you've got the Hollywood people sort of dismissing VR. It's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, gamers are interested, sure, but whatever. That's not Skydance, by the way. It's not Skydance. But that's a Hollywood thing, right? That's sort of disdain for the gaming business. But then at the same time, I was like, guys, you realize the gamers aren't even there yet.
Exactly.
Because the gamers are serious. Gamers are serious. Like if that isn't bringing it, they got no time for you.
Exactly.
Like, these guys play awesome. Look what console gaming looks like, or modern PC gaming. It's hardcore stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's like high production, tight gameplay, deep competition. Like it's serious stuff.
Yeah.
And if you got this medium is like a candy thing. If that's not a tool, if that medium is not a weapon for me dominating my opponent or myself or my own skills, because mastery either in multiplayer or single player. If it's not a weapon, it's a toy, and I'm not interested in toys.
Exactly.
It's not for children, And so, we got to prove to the gamers that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
They're not buying it yet, and why would they be? Because they see a bunch of, you use pejorative words on camera, but it's like, that's cute, right? Like, only know when you bring it, right?
Yeah.
So we decided we were going to try and bring it. We were going to do everything we could. We'd succeeded in a lot of other areas, and I think we got Archangel out of it. And it's a fantastic game, and we're so proud of it.
Yeah.
And so here today, we launched it on Tuesday. Yeah. Just to get the plug in. It's on PSVR for 2 weeks. And it's on $40, $39.95. Oh, not even $40, $39.95. And it's going to be launching on Vive and on Rift on August 2nd.
That's amazing.
Same price point. And we even got a cool LBE adaptation of it that's going to be in the IMAX Center starting at the very same time, like an arcade version of the game.
Really?
So the main game is like, it's a serious campaign game. You get in, it's like a 15-minute cinematic opener.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of stakes. It's a big deal. We really went into the production on laying the backstory, characters, the world. We wanted like a real future war story that you could take seriously, right? Character development throughout the thing. You get relations with your squad mates. You've got an AI inside the mech that talks to you and it learns from you, and you're kind of jacked in the fiction of the game. And really, a lot of interesting characters, interesting story. But then we also wanted a version that would work in sort of the LBE, like the VR arcade environment, where people want to jump in, pay their $10 and just have a rockin' 15 minutes and want more, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we got an arcade adaptation, super fun. Take a little bit of the, we bling it up a little bit with more, points and upgrade big stuff and high score lists and all that. We're gonna really make an arcade game out of it. That's super fun too. So I think that's going to be. There's a lot of people who don't have a $2,000 computer and a $500 rig yet. They got $10. They're going to show up in that store. So I think a lot of people are going to see it there. Yeah. So we're blasting this out to everybody. I think it's a great product that we're. Everywhere that there is VR, we want this thing to be, or at least high-end VR. The mobile stuff, wasn't going to be a serious gaming platform. So, if it's not, we're not. That's not why we're there. Right?
You just spewed so much.
Oh, dude,
I'm just gonna absorb everything.
I'm sorry.
But no.
I'm long answer to a short question. So that's half the. You asked me why we're here, what were the game's all about.
Yeah.
And then there's that other game. I'm going to focus on VR or talk about phone too. I'd love to.
Let's
wherever you want to go, man.
Let's keep it with Archangel.
Okay.
So, You just said that you're going to try to do like kind of a pop area as far as arcade simulation. There are no arcades. Everybody loves going to like the beaches because there's still different locations where you can go to arcades.
Yeah.
I remember a movie called First Kid. And one of the things that the young president goes into, he kind of goes into this little thing, this rig. He puts it over his head and he kind of interacts. And I was like, that was the first, from my understanding, like seeing VR in a mall. And actually seeing the immersion of it. So from my understanding, like if you did something like that, everybody would go and do that because they would go to different locations. People, like you said, hardcore gamers, they will go and they will immerse their lives into it, and they'll be dedicated to making sure if this is a hardcore game that's going to take itself seriously, let's rack it up. Let's go and see what we can kind of do from a concept standpoint. So I think that idea of putting it kind of in arcade form, that in itself is awesome. But then the other thing for me is I'm a big Armored Core fan. I love Titanfall. And so when I was playing the game personally, I got to actually play the game, and the first thing I noticed, I jacked myself in, I got the understanding of the buttons and the movability, and I just looked at the detail everywhere I looked. So from the concept of how detailed and oriented, like you said, a story, I saw this one picture of like, wait, is that my family? Is that my wife and me? You know, like, that's what you think of when you like an anime like Gundam Wing. Like, you have different people in mechs, but they have real lives, and there's a concept, there's a story behind it. So if that's what you're trying to do with Archangel, I am beyond impressed with what I displayed, because functionally they're different abilities. There's so many different ways of movability. You have different shields, you have different concepts of weapons on different sides, and if one rig goes out, like, you can still keep fighting. But for how long, that I think that's the thing as a gamer, like, I'm curious to see how this is going to progress as a game moving forward. But it's a beautiful game, and the mechanics are just amazingly immaculate. And for me, being an Armored Core fan and a Titanfall fan, that is what I've always wanted and dreamed of, but I've never seen even a concept touching it. I thought about Oculus Rift and what it was possibly able to do, but from what you showed, I have a PS4, I may get an Oculus Rift, and I may get a PlayStation Move just because I want to play more, personally.
Great. We've done our job.
So,
like, this is a fantasy every kid playing, whether you're playing Titanfall 2 or whether you're like me, a little kid with a grid hex map playing Battletech when you're a kid, moving, rolling dice and attacking each other.
Yeah.
This is what we've all been imagining the whole time, is sitting in the cockpit of that thing and like duking it out, like becoming that, right?
Yes.
There's something iconic about the giant anthropomorphic android thing. It's just like, it's like the Superman, right? It's like becoming this mighty and still humanoid, recognizable, and yet it's a machine. It's like something, it says something profound about like us and our technology. And you know, we actually have some really great themes through the whole game like that. I think some very, almost like philosophical questions about, you know, what is our relationship to our technology? Does it, does it enslave us, or does it make us gods? You know, and it's sort of like, and ultimately, what does it mean to be human? Yeah, got a lot of great. So you can really geek out, like, that's on the sci-fi angle on the whole thing. Yeah, it's great, the story's great, and I'm so great that even in playing the little demo here, you saw some of those details, because that's a slice of level from the main game. So there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't know about here. Yeah,
and even here in like the interactions, like the different dialogues, different people are like, I was like, they're taking this very seriously. And like, there was a moment where I felt like this sense of urgency, because I was like, I don't know if I can live. Like, I was like, I have somebody driving me, but I am the shooter. It's my responsibility to keep us alive. And I felt like, man, my shields are going, my arm is out, I don't have any more bullets. I'm sitting there looking to my left and my right, checking my bullet count, and I don't have enough bullets to keep us alive. And I was like, this is an amazing experience. And I think that what you have there in that game, that's something special. That's something very special.
I really appreciate that. I feel like the team did so great in creating this thing. It was just like, we got a hold of a vision for the core, what the thing had to be, and we were able to just drive it. Yeah. We put a lot of muscle behind it. Tons of great guys on the team, internally, externally, brought a lot of external partners in as well to help just to get that much production into that thing in such a short period of time. Yeah. Right. I mean, we started in April of last year, so this is like 14 months, like stem to stern. Like, that's insane for a thing like that.
Me and my wife just started being together. Like, so what you were able to do in that is amazing.
But so I'm incredibly proud of that, and I feel like it's given us a platform. Like, we've now taken a forward position in VR. We went and we built part of the front line. There's other great games out there. Some have done things better than we've done in other ways, but we're definitely in the club now. Yeah. And so, I think we're just getting started. The market is moving, right? People don't even realize how fast it's actually moving. Right? The units are selling, and people are, like, you got Oculus dropping the price on its hardware.
That's what I was about to say. It's more affordable, so now
basically not able to make enough units. They're keeping it. They're moving faster than anybody realized. Every report, the last report's coming out, I'm like, whoa. You've got VR games getting onto the main game charts briefly. You know, it happened like once in England for a short time. But like, you know, a VR game got into the top charts of gaming altogether, which is incredible considering there's only like 1 million VR units in the world, and like, a game sold that much in a week to be able to like get on the main game charts.
Yeah.
You know, it's happening. It's happening slowly. It's a hard slog.
Yeah.
But it's like the companies that are there and believe in it. So you know, you've probably seen the announcement for Walking Dead. You know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Heard about.
Yeah. So you know, we're gonna like it's the team that did the team that did this.
Yeah.
We're gonna be moving into that. Like we're gonna bring it. Like you've probably seen the old Walking Dead like prototype thing, that little wheelchair demo thing.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Well, we're not making a wheelchair demo. Let's just say. Hey, that was a great. I shouldn't knock those guys. That was an awesome early thing. Starbreeze
From a concept standpoint, yeah.
But you know, everybody's just figuring it out. But like every wave that gets some stuff done, you know, you figure stuff out. You figure out how to move the character, how to make it not sick, how to make the action fast and not nauseating. That's not easy.
That's the other thing.
We got rolled on that. Like, you know, the first time we decided we're going to put you on a rail, we're like, oh, it's a rail, it'll be fine. It was not fine. It was awful. You know, we'll go whipping around. Oh, every time we turn, okay, we can't turn. Slow down. Okay, we can't change elevation. And finally, we like got it slowed down. It was like, okay, we're not sick, and we're also doing this. We're down the city street. Wow, this is a really exciting mech game, guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Why are we here? Like, we got to do better.
Yeah.
So, and it was innovation surrounding the cockpit. Like, the cockpit's really interesting. The way you sit on a rigid part of the cockpit, but the outer shell of the cockpit tracks your head, and it's slow.
Yeah.
And so your eyes don't kind of latch into it and think you're not using it for stability. You understand what you get out of it is this head is big and it takes time to track me.
Exactly.
And so I'm this little guy. I can go like this, but you know, a giant doesn't move his head like that. It goes
shoot and then move.
Moving the head is so important from a feeling of that anthropomorphic projection of this thing, like the way it tracks. You look at something and you just feel the beast go.
Yeah, because one thing I tried to do, I tried to like aim at 2 different sections, but I had to make sure I looked before so it could track it.
Yeah,
and so I was like, that's a great concept. Like, I shouldn't be able to do both at the same time.
But you can even get to the point where you see something, and if it's not moving and you're not moving, you get your beat on it, then you turn over here and you can be dealing with, you can be off camera entirely, battling something over there with your hand while you're fighting and shielding something on this side.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop geeking.
It's great.
Stop geeking.
DualShock, you can't quite do that because you don't have to do separate things. The DualShock control is great too.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's so I was talking about nausea, and I was talking about that, like how that layered cockpit gives you just enough framework.
Yeah.
That suddenly you're not disoriented, you're not having vertigo every time you look down, and and yet it doesn't feel glued to you. You felt big, you know, because you can glue a cockpit to your face, but then it feels like a helmet.
Exactly.
You know, if you're stuck in the cockpit, you know, your gun jack thing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So we got this thing. I felt big, and I felt slightly one layer of protection between me and the world, and suddenly movement was starting to be okay. Suddenly we could move, we could take elevations, we could start turning. We learned tricks like if you're not expecting it, and I suddenly lurch you around a corner, you're like, ugh. But if I give you, here comes an enemy, right?
Exactly.
You're going to track it with your eyes.
I'm going to track it with
eyes. You're following that thing around a corner. You have no problem if the mech follows it too.
Yeah, and I was able to really actually point it and like anticipate where they were about to go.
And you wouldn't even know that I turned you while you were doing it.
Yeah.
And so all this stuff that was like impossible suddenly became possible.
Yeah.
And we got that. And like I said, we're just getting started with this. So all those are tools, you know. Like we proved the first version of it, but we're going to bring all that to the next generation of stuff that we're doing. Now going into Walking Dead is going to be a very different game. Got a lot of new stuff to learn there too.
Yeah.
We're going to explore some dimensions of the power of the medium that I think are going to be stunning.
Okay.
And that's about all. I'm not giving details right now because that's
I'm not going to ask you the question.
That's under massive wraps, but you know it's going to be a big deal. We're going to give that everything we got.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, partner like Skybound, like holy moly, those guys have. I mean, those are some winners over there.
The funny thing about Skybound is that we do reactions to Walking Dead and reviews. They always have us up there, so we love Skybound. We love what they're doing to Walking Dead. So now, like
Skydance and Skybound in the same deal.
Yeah.
Those guys are incredible business partners. They've been so good at taking their own success and getting other people embodied, right?
Yeah.
To live and breathe their own IP, but to make it their own at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, with the television show, with the Telltale games, even the Scopely games. It's amazing. It's just amazing what they've done.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have a better partner. Than that, and a better IP. You know, that sort of stark, desperate world that they created.
Yeah.
That sense of what it's going to be like to be there and to face, using the power and presence of VR to face choices, to face what it's like to interact with believable characters around you where you're going to regret the decisions you make, or you might, and you fear it. You know, and if you're a player in there going, what did I do, or what should I do? Right? Like if we get the player in those moments, like and the Walking Dead world is full of that, right? It's like desperate hour after desperate hour. And you know, we bring that to life in VR. We're gonna have something like there's just never been. You know, like anyway, I'm honored to be involved in that. That's an opportunity that we have, and it could be better. And other. That's not the end of it either. We got other VR things coming too. So there's a lot cooking over at Skydance. We're gonna be you know, we got ourselves on the radar, we should stay there.
Like there's games like Heavy Rain, Star Wars, the Old Republic, where decisions change the scope of the gaming experience and emerging, like The Last of Us. And so to do that with The Walking Dead on a conceptual standpoint, VR-wise, that's going to be amazing. When should we expect like an alpha or maybe a trailer or anything anytime soon? Or maybe you can't tell me that.
No, not even close.
Okay.
We're ways out from that.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious about that.
You're going to be on the list.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys do anything nice for us, you'll be remembered.
Oh, you heard that first, you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for your time with this.
Sammy, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
And all you guys are just sending to your audience, anybody who's watching this, thank you so much for showing up, and check out Akemann, check out Archangel, and keep it on Skydance Interactive.
All right, keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Take care, you guys.